welcome to Creative Learning. Before we begin, subscribe my channel for future updates. Now let's begin. In this video, I will discuss about the syllabus of CARA TET 2022 exam, about the syllabus of 1st to 5th standard and 6th to 8th standard. Now here is this syllabus I have. First is paper 1 and paper 2 is about the first language Kannada, first language English or any language you have chosen, and second language is English, Kannada you have chosen, or Urdu, Hindi, Marathi or any language. Now this is the paper of child development and pedagogy. In the first paper and second paper, in first paper you have to solve the Kannada grammars and about the poem paragraph question, and in the psychology you have to solve first child development and pedagogy. Child development concept of development and its relationship with learning environment. Next is socialization process about Vygotsky socialization. Next is concept of child-centered progressive education, Piaget's Kohlberg theory, and Vygotsky construct critical perspective of the construct of intelligence, multidimensional intelligence, language, and thought. Next is the gender as social construct, gender bias, education practices based on diversity of language, caste, gender, community, and religion. Next is distinction between assessment of learning, in which how to evaluate formative, summative evaluation, critical thinking about question formulating and accessing learners' achievement. And next is concept of inclusive education, understanding children's needs, addressing learners from diverse background including disadvantaged and deprived, addressing needs about the inclusive education, about the learners with disabilities, dysgraphia you have to study in this lesson. Next is learning and pedagogy, how children think and learn, how they why fail to achieve success, about the memory, about the children's attitude in the classroom we have to learn in this. Next is basic process of teaching and learning. This is about children's strategy of learning, learning as a social activity, social context of learning, child as a problem solver and scientific investigator. Next is alternate conception of learning in children's. This is about understanding children's errors, significant steps in writing, about in talking, speaking, titter bitter speech, and about their socialism. This also includes socialism of the children, if they are isolated, why they are isolated, if their emotional and cognitive levels you have to study in this area. Next is language and language comprehensive reading, unseen passage. I have already told you about this. In Kannada, first language Kannada, first language English, you have to study about this. Language comprehension up to 10 marks you have to attain. The pedagogy of language development. Next is critical perspective. Critical perspective on the role of grammar in learning as a language for communicating. About the parts of speech, about the grammar, synonyms, antonyms, and many other grammars have been given, question tags and many others in the form of multiple choice question you have to attain. Next is challenges in a diverse classroom, language skills, teaching, learning material, textbook, multimedia, and remedial teaching. This is about the pedagogy of the language, as same pattern in language 2 as well as. Next is mathematical contents, geometrical figures, knowledge and space, 3D geometrical figures, number, fraction, operations and algebraic expression, measurement, weight, time and volume, and data handling. These are the chapters in which questions are given to solve. Next is pedagogical issues of of learning mathematics. This is about the pedagogical issues about the understanding children's thinking and reasoning patterns are meaning places in curriculum, communication, evaluation, formulation, problems of teaching, error analysis, related aspect of learning, and teaching, diagnostic and remedial teaching are given. Next is environmental science. This is the syllabus of environmental science. First is our environment, and next is living world. Major components of environment: ecosystem, diversity of features, food chains, the nature of balancing food webs have to be understand clearly before going to exams. Next is living world, sources of energy. You studied in your earlier classes and teach in your schools about the solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, biodegradable energy, waste. Next is human health hygiene, carbohydrate types of monomers, lipids, proteins, and next is electricity is their essay needs. Next is pedagogical environmental science. This is about NCF and practical use of environmental studies in classroom evaluation method, existing evaluation. In for social students, you have to study for social studies about the 6 to 8 about the history, geography, and social and political life, pedagogical issues. Here is for social students. When were earlier societies? First it is early first empire, which is our first empire, new kings and kingdoms, sultans. Next is geography, about the India, equator, longitude, latitudes, transport and communication, about globe, environment in totality, how many states, how many districts, which is our national flower, which is our national animal, emblem, about the flags, about tricolor flags. You have to study in this area. Next is political diversity, about the independence of India, about Republic Day, about the Constitution of India, about the famous freedom fighters of our India. You have to study in this area. Next is pedagogical issues in learning social science. This is about the higher school for class 6 to class 8. First is first languages, same pattern in Kannada, English, as you studied in earlier. This is about the child development and pedagogy, about the concept and its relationship. Same pattern, same pedagogy as you studied in class 1 to first to fifth. Same pedagogical issues here also. Concept of heredity. Next is socialization process. Concept of Vygotsky, same. Distinction between assessment for learning and assessment of base assessment, continuous comprehensive evaluation, perspective, formulating concept of inclusive education, and understanding children with special needs, addressing learning errors. Next is language comprehension, same as I have told you before, introducing the concept. Next is in mathematical concept, the package of chapters is increases. First is you have to cover arithmetic progression in SLC textbook. You have studied number system, statistical probability, trigonometry in SLC, and first year PC concept. Here you have to cover pair of linear equation, quadratic equation, 8, 9, 10th textbook you have to refer. triangles, quadrilaterals, circles, areas related to circles. Our next concept is science. This is the paper of physics. Motion definition, types of motion, linear motion, circular motion. You have to study. Next is laws and numerals. Next is gravitation, universal law of gravitation, and problems on it. And next is light, reflection, refraction. Next is lens, concave lens. In SLC, you have to refer for this concepts. And next is electricity and circuits, resistor, magnetism, natural phenomena, eye and eye defects. Next is chemistry, metals in our daily life, metals and non-metals, aluminum, iron, zinc, cobalt, and non-metals, plastic, rubber, etc. Acid base salts, physical and chemical properties. About oxidation property, reduction property, you have to study it, and some chemical reactions you have to study it, about water, about aluminum and zinc, what happens, about iron and cobalt. Next is atoms and molecule, formula based electronic configuration, polymers, artificial natural polymers. Next is biology, definition of food, food chain, food web, food and its sources. You have to study it. Carbohydrates and lipids, vitamins, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm. 8th standard book you have to refer for this. Vertebrates, invertebrates, fishes. You have to study it in this area. Next is cell, animal cell, plant cell. Next, about pedagogical issues of solving questions on science. This is about the pedagogical issues. The same pattern you have studied in mathematics. Next is for social science student. You have history, about the first cities, early states, first empire, contact. 8, 9, 10 textbook you have to refer. Next is geography, about longitudes, latitudes, globe, environment, equator, human environment, air, water, human settlement, transport and communication resources you have to study. Next is social and political life, diversity of local government, making a living, about economics, industries, civilization. Why do we need industry? Why do we need agriculture? We have to need. And next, lastly, finally, we have to study about the pedagogical issues of social science teaching. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, share with your friends. Thank you.